Hello everyone, welcome to Python Sri Lanka YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about Python decorators. Simply, Python decorators allow us to add extra functionalities before and after a function without modifying our original function. Suppose I'm going to define a function that adds two numbers. So it starts with a function definition. Then we need to give a name to our function, which I am going to call it as add. And then we need some arguments to pass. So in here it will be two numbers. So after this, what we have to do is to write an expression that will give the summation between two numbers, and finally we need to return our results. Perfect. Now we have defined the function that adds two numbers. However, I am interested in printing the time taken to execute the calculation. So it all starts by importing the Python library time, because it will allow us to get the correct time. First, we need the variable start to store the start time, and then the results expression, and variable end to store the end time. So if we take the difference between start time and the end time, you know that we are going to get the execution time. Since my requirement is to print, I'm going to have my print statement here, followed by the return result statement. Now if I call the function with 5 and 10, you can see that the output is 15, which is the summation, along with the time it took to execute. So in the current context, this approach seems feasible since we just had to include few additional code lines. However, if we have several functions like this and we need to print the processing time for each, that means we need to add these 4 new statements to each of the function. So it's going to be time consuming, and obviously it is going to change our original codes of the functions. So in situations like these, we can simply use Python decorators. So when I'm defining a Python decorator, it all starts with the function definition, and I'm going to call the decorator as timer, and as the arguments, in this scenario, we are going to pass a function. So inside my Python decorator timer, I'm going to define another function as wrapper. And here, as the arguments, it will take the two numbers we passed to our original functions. Inside this function, the execution process is going to be the same as in our original functions. However, the results expression will take the function we are passing to the decorator, and the end and execution time calculation will be the same. And also, we need a print statement to print the execution time. So now we have defined our wrapper function, and it will return us with results. If you look, you can see that we have another function which is our decorator as timer, and this will return us the wrapper. Now we have defined a decorator, so that means we don't need these lines anymore. For the time being, I'm going to comment out these two functions, and we are going to do our function add, and this is the initial function call. And now what I'm going to do is include the add function inside our decorator type. And if I run, you can see that the output is not readable. That is because if you look into our decorator, you can see that it is returning the wrapper. So instead of using timer here, what we have to do is call our decorator using an add symbol above the function, our original function, and here I am including add timer. And now if I run the script, you can see that it is giving us the summation between the two numbers along with the execution time. Now I'm going to uncomment the remaining two functions and going to add the same decorator above each of the function and run the script. So you can see that the output included the processing time for each function along with the calculation output. And that is how we are introducing Python decorators without modifying the content of an existing function. So that's it for this video. I'll see you next time.